Sometimes I lay under the moon. I thank God I'm breathing. And I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I am here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't wanna fight no more. There'll be no more war, and our children will play. One day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day. My job, you crazy, but don't let it face you, no way, no way. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because that we don't wanna fight no more. There'll be no more war.
Growing up in Senegal was very different from growing up in the United States. I remember when I was a kid, a typical day would start with just waking up and not having enough food to eat and having to go to school to learn. And at school, you'll have a teacher, a blackboard, a classroom, and some desks that you will share with 3 to 4 students. And we would come back home to play with our slingshots and with our soccer balls that we made out of paper that we wrap around, or out of just cloth, out of whatever we could find. But around dinner time, we'll come home, have dinner, and get around our candle or our kerosene lamp to do our homework and learn our lessons. But we didn't have anybody around to help us, because our parents weren't educated, people who surrounded us weren't educated. We didn't have any libraries where we could go and get resources to help us. So we were left. I was left on my own to fend for myself.
And it's not just a game, you can't throw me away. I put all I had on the line, and I give and you take, and I played the high stakes. I've won and I've lost, but I'm fine. Hear me say I'll rise up till the end. Hear me say I'll stand up for my friends, and I crash to the ground, and it's just my own sound, a drop in the blink of an eye. I'm colorblind.
I think a library or a learning center would be the most beneficial, mostly because I've been to a library. I know what a nice place to study is like, and I know having a nice setup and a solid setup and somewhere you can always go can really help with your studies and really help you, achieve what you can and get the best out of what you're trying to work for.
The library that we're going to build in Senegal will really provide the kids the skills they need to succeed beyond the elementary school years and the junior high school years. Because we're going to have a library there where they can go and borrow books and return them. We're going to equip the library with computers where they can learn computer skills. And we're going to provide them with a place where they can actually sit down in a comfortable setting and read a book or do their homework.
And finally, we're meeting with these real architects, real adults who do this for a living. We split into groups from location, amenities, types of things we have to have there, who this is going to appeal to. I personally worked with the location, so we took an hour and we talked about exactly where in the village we want to put this library and where it's going to be the most beneficial to the people in the village.
Part of the reason why we're going is when we go, we want to basically show them that everything that we're doing, was done by the students. And if students for Senegal can do that, if students for Senegal can do that, the students in Lambaye can do that as well.
If you're happy and you learn, turn your finger. If you're happy and you learn, turn your feet. If you're happy and you learn, say okay, okay. If you're happy and you learn and you want to learn, if you're happy and you learn, turn your hands.
If you hear this message, wherever you stand, I'm calling every woman, calling every man. We're the generation, we can't afford to wait. The future started yesterday, and we're already late. We've been looking for a song to sing. We search for a melody, search for someone to lead. We've been looking for the world to change. If you feel the same, then go on and say, if you're out there, sing along with me. If you're out there, I'm dying to believe that you're out there. Stand up and say it loud. If you're out there, tomorrow's starting now. Broken promises, no more call to war. Unless it's love and peace that we're really fighting for. We can destroy hunger, we can conquer hate. Put down the arms and raise your voice. We're joining hands today. I was looking for a song to sing. Search for a leader, but the leader was me. Can be heroes, just go on and say, if you're out there, sing along with me. If you're out there, I'm dying to believe that you're out there. Stand up and say it loud. If you're out there, tomorrow.
So when you're in Senegal, you hear that in America, as people say, the roads are paved with gold. And you think every American is rich, and you would not hesitate to leave your job to try to make it in America.
When you try your best, but you don't.
The desire to learn, the understanding of the importance and the power of education and where that can lead young people of Senegal is already there. There's no work for us to do there in terms of that. But what they lack is some of the infrastructure and technology that we have here. And that's, I think, where we can help them.
People there were probably the most generous people I'd ever met in my entire life. And when we were doing a gift exchange with our partners, we were just supposed to give it to them and give them something to remember us by. And my partner actually took the bracelet off her wrist and gave it to me, and it was the only bracelet she had. And the people there had like one t-shirt, one pair of jeans, one pair of shoes, and that's it. So the fact that she gave me like this token to remember her by as well was just really amazing, and they were all just so generous.
There's so many different aspects of the culture that is so important that they eat together in this big bowl, and they're all friendly and generous and warming, and we don't want to just plop something down that won't fit in and no one will go there. We want to preserve their culture and keep it in the library so that they'll go there.
The people you see in pictures aren't just faces, they're actual people that have names and feelings and emotions, and anything you give them, like for any type of drive or donation, they so greatly appreciate. And like even if it's like a little $2 pair of sunglasses, like it means the world to them. And you know, they're just like kids like us.
From the first time we started working with BKSK, it's been so clear that what they know about and what they care about is education. They're great architects, but they also have this great background in learning and education and these kind of projects, and that's why we are so fortunate to be able to work with them. They've taught us so much about the details of our project, about the things you have to consider, the climate, the culture of the people. They've made us think about so many things that we had never considered before, and they also care about the education of these kids. And the partnership that we have between Students for Senegal and BKSK is something that I think is going to be very, very fruitful and really exciting to watch going forward.
Students for Senegal is really combining two communities, the community here in Mamaroneck and all the students in Mamaroneck High School, and then all the people in Lambaye. And from listening to people on the trip that talked about the people of Lambaye, they really seem like the most welcoming, most appreciative people, and it just makes our efforts even more gratifying because we really know that the people living in Senegal are really appreciating what we're doing for them.
My most memorable experience was the first night that we were here. We went to Mr. Sex's mom's house and we opened up the door and a little 4-year-old girl sprinted into my arms and gave me the biggest hug that I've ever had from someone, and I just had no idea who she was, and my face just lit up like a light bulb, and it gave me the chills, and I started crying when I went inside because it just felt so good, and I felt like loved by someone I had no idea who she was.
I feel a sense of responsibility to give something back because that's how I was taught growing up by my family, that you always have to give back to your family. You always have to give back to your community. And also I was lucky to work in a community that is full with students and community members and parents that want to give something back. And I think that's what I found to be the gold in America. You come in here thinking the roads were paved with gold, but I think after maybe 25 years, I finally found the gold, which is a group of parents and a group of students that are not afraid to discover the rest of the world, that are willing to give. And I think I'm so lucky, to be a part of this community.
And I will try to fix you.